Welcome to eYantra's Innovation Challenge 2021-22, where we nurture young minds to articulate real problems and solve problems using technology. So how do we do this? We do this using project-based learning with real problems. One is mentorship platform and so on. And lastly, the mentorship with industry experts in innovation and entrepreneurship and incubators. So eYantra provides a platform to young innovators to develop new technologies and then to hone their innovation and entrepreneurship skills, and finally to showcase and present their ideas to an incubator towards a startup. So it's no wonder that the registrations in eYantra's Innovation Challenge have been growing by leaps and bounds over the past few years. This year's theme is agriculture. India is a global agricultural powerhouse, and agriculture represents almost 20% of India's GDP of almost $2.6 trillion. And agriculture in India is no different economically, climatically, and agriculturally from that of the rest of the global south. And this year we hope to take agricultural engineers with other engineers to solve real problems in the space of agriculture. eYIC competition is open for registrations to full-time students of engineering, science, polytechnic and agricultural colleges from all over the global south. The competition has 4 stages. Stage 1 is a training sprint which provides training in technologies and helps articulate problems in the agriculture domain. Stage 2 is a prototyping sprint where we build a prototype of a solution with guidance from eYantra mentors. Stage 3 is an innovation sprint that trains you to pitch to an incubator. And the last stage is an implementation sprint where we refine our proof of concept with the help of eYantra mentors. So finalists get an opportunity to pitch their idea to sign the technology incubator at IIT Bombay. And it's interesting to note that eYantra alumni have established their own startups like Nibrus Technologies doing mine surveying with drones. We have Drona Automation, which is building sewer cleaning robots. And we have Catamaran Technologies in Coimbatore, which are building mobile robots. The rewards are exciting cash prizes, goodies, certificates, but above all, the chance to build your own startup. So log on to eyic.e-yantra.org. If you want to solve real problems in agriculture, then join eYantra. We look forward to seeing you in the eYantra Innovation Challenge 2021-22. Goodbye and God bless. Welcome to eYantra's Innovation Challenge 2021-22, where we nurture young minds to articulate real problems and solve problems using technology. So how do we do this? We do this using project-based learning with real problems. One is mentorship with experts to articulate real problems. Then eYantra mentors help you develop technology solutions based on technology platforms that we have, like the drone and the mobile robotic platform and so on. And lastly, the mentorship with industry experts in innovation and entrepreneurship and incubators. So eYantra provides a platform to young innovators to develop new technologies and then to hone their innovation and entrepreneurship skills, and finally to showcase and present their ideas to an incubator towards a startup. So it's no wonder that the registrations in eYantra's Innovation Challenge have been growing by leaps and bounds over the past few years. This year's theme is agriculture. India is a global agricultural powerhouse, and agriculture represents almost 20% of India's GDP of almost $2.6 trillion. And agriculture in India is no different economically, climatically, and agriculturally from that of the rest of the global south. And this year we hope to take agricultural engineers with other engineers to solve real problems in the space of agriculture. eYIC competition is open for registrations to full-time students of engineering, science, polytechnic and agricultural colleges from all over the global south. The competition has 4 stages. Stage 1 is a training sprint which provides training in technologies and helps articulate problems in the agriculture domain. Stage 2 is a prototyping sprint where we build a prototype of a solution with guidance from eYantra mentors. Stage 3 is an innovation sprint that trains you to pitch to an incubator. And the last stage is an implementation sprint where we refine our proof of concept with the help of eYantra mentors. So finalists get an opportunity to pitch their idea to sign the technology incubator at IIT Bombay. And it's interesting to note that eYantra alumni have established their own startups like Nibrus Technologies doing mine surveying with drones. We have Drona Automation, which is building sewer cleaning robots. And we have Catamaran Technologies in Coimbatore, which are building mobile robots. The rewards are exciting cash prizes, goodies, certificates, but above all, the chance to build your own startup. So log on to eyic.e-yantra.org. If you want to solve real problems in agriculture, then join eYantra. We look forward to seeing you in the eYantra Innovation Challenge 2021-22. Goodbye and God bless.
Okay, great. I guess we have many people who have joined us now. So it's time that we should begin. Good evening, all. Welcome to the Q&A session for eYantra Innovation Challenge 2021-22. Um, Before we go ahead and answer all your queries, we have decided that we would share a short presentation with you. And in this presentation, we'll just go through all the details of this time's competition so that everyone is on the same page. And then we can take up all your queries and answer them. Great. Lohit sir, would you like to continue?
Yeah, sure. Just a second. My screen visible?
Yeah.
Okay, so before I start, anybody here who has not registered for eYIC this time?
You
If you
can
can.
use your reactions or you can put it in chat. Yeah.
So I see one person who has not registered. Is that means that everybody else has registered for the competition and they want to know something more that is not there, right? Okay. So this PPT is basically a rip-off of the website. So it's okay. We have few more who has not registered. Good. Nice. If you are not aware, right, eYantra is being having this eYIC concept for 6 to 7 years now, right? But over the years, and especially last year, we changed the nomenclature. So we used to call it eYantra's Ideas Competition, and now it is eYantra Innovation Challenge. Okay, so that started last year. So this is the second edition of it. So the whole motive of this initiative or this challenge is to encourage and give direction to participants who are interested in doing startups, right? So in this efforts, we are in collaboration with Sign and DSSE. Both are having entrepreneurship cells inside IIT Bombay. Okay. Right. So this is the poster. It's available on the web page as well. The best part of this is you obviously get some cash prize, but that is not the main goal of this challenge. we want to make sure that whatever you build over the duration of 6 months or so, not even 6 months, I think 5 months, you should be able to have something that you can pitch to an incubator. In our case, it's going to be Sign. Okay? But it's not guaranteed that you're going to do it, but we'll prepare you to do that. Yeah, somebody has something? Okay. So as part of making sure that you build something very productive and that can be used immediately, we have streamlined courses or MOOCs for all the participants. It depends on have you participated before in eYantra initiatives, especially the robotics competition. That's what the right side placard means. So if you're already certified in the robotics competition, eYIC, then you will get training in the two platforms that we have. I think there are platforms that I will show you also. So the two platforms that this crowd will get is drone and the rover part. But if you're totally new to us, because our training material is intense, but in the good way, right? So if you are first time to our eYantra community, then you will be exposed to Internet of Things, and you will be exposed to a simulator called VBots. Okay, and we have a new addition to enable for if you're going to build some hardware, you need some background of building devices, right? So to do that, we have also introduced embedded systems course or the MOOC as part of the package, right? So broadly speaking, these are all the courses that are available. Plus, you get a lot of mentorship from us, and there is a special sessions that we have from experts who's going to give you idea of the market itself. Okay, so there's a lot of intense stuff that goes into this 5 months period, but the outcome is going to be a hell lot worth the time that you put in. Okay, so the domain this time is agriculture. The last year, if you have participated or looked at the ads, it was disaster management. We felt that that was a too broad of a topic. So what we did is we decided we'll pick a smaller domain, which is called agriculture, and we are going to try to help you find ideas in a certain way. In the background, we are also trying to pull up problem statements from the agricultural experts, which will be made available to you at a right time. Okay, not right at the start, because you have to train yourself. Then have the confidence that you will be able to build systems for problems that are there, right? So all that will happen, but it will happen as the challenge progresses. Okay. So I said, right, mentorship, right? So we have a lot of experts. These are our experts. We have other experts who will come in whenever required. Okay. So we do have the representations from Sign, the CEO, Ms. Poini Bhatt, and a representative from there, Rakesh. All the others are very famous people. Uh, this is already there on the website. You can check their LinkedIn profiles. All are very potential mentors for technical as well as the market perspective. With respect to market perspective, Kiran Deshpande, Jatin are the go-to people. Okay? You will be getting in touch with them during the challenge, and that experience will be a very a fruitful one. So I did say the rewards initially itself when the poster came up. And again, I'm repeating that the best award that you can get is to pitch to an incubator. And Sign is a well-known incubator amongst all IITs. Okay. There is another incubator in Chennai, but in IIT Madras, but Sign also is equally at that level, right? Like every other challenge or competition, you do get certificates and cash prizes. But we would recommend that all of you here should target the incubation part of it and not the smaller stuff. Okay. So registrations are already on. The early bird ends today, right? 5th is today. And the actual registration ends on 15th October. A few examples of our alumnus who have their own startups. For example, Suraj is an eYIC participant, right? He had taken part in, I think, 2018, and he is having a startup called Drona Automation, right? Similarly, you have Nibrus and Catamaran. They are also eYantra competition alumnus, but they are from the eYRC flavor of it. But they also took up entrepreneurship because they like the idea of being an entrepreneur. Okay? So this is our platforms. There are 3 platforms that we will be training you on. Okay? So one I already told you is 2 I told you, that is the drone and the rover, and the third is the IoT platform, which will be available for everybody who has not taken part in eYantra before. Okay, who is not certified before. So this is a small video of what we are doing inside a greenhouse. So what this is doing is it's trying to map the surrounding, and once the mapping is done, it will look for. This is just for mapping, right now. But after the mapping, we also have a short video. I'm not sure if it's in the slides. So what it will do is it will even pluck tomatoes, right? Tomatoes from the pots that we have, the troughs that we have. Okay? And this rover that you see down there is the startup by Catamaran. Okay? So we have procured this particular equipment from them. All the other arm and the system is built upon it. Okay. Right. And this is the drone. So what we have a lot of drones in eYantra, right? And this is a 2D map of the Powai Lake. Okay? It was done by one of our staff members, and this is to just show that drone applications are vastly used in huge land mappings. Okay? And since it's agriculture, drones are very, very useful in such fields. So I think this is the flight. This is the drone that we used, and let's see if there is a flight.
Let's say if you could just, yeah, full screen, only then maybe they would be able to see.
Full screen. I think we'll go for the next one and then see what's full screen. So this is just showing that the drone is doing the survey. The other one is a bird. So the way this does the mapping is we give them the waypoints, the coordinates, and it takes off. I think it took around 10 to 15 minutes to do the mapping, and that is the flight time of the drone as well. So once the complete coordinates was done, it came back to base. Right? Okay. So this is just one of the drones, right? We have other drones that we use for other applications. Then this is the third platform, which is the IoT. We have our own in-house hardware built. The centerpiece that you see there is um, uh, a smaller version of RPi, I can say, right? Because this uses this has all the capabilities of RPi, but with a smaller firmware, right? And what we have done is we have tried to teach the concepts of IoT using another simulator called VBots. For drone and the rover, we normally use ROS and Gazebo extensively. But for IoT, we thought we'll go light version, and we said that we'll use VBots. And there is one scenario that is being created here. Let me just go full screen. So this is a farm that is created inside VBots. So there is two patches of land. One is growing tomatoes, and the other is growing, I think, peanuts. And there is a water reserve here on the left side. So all this are controlled by sensors and actuators using various IoT protocols that are available. For example, MQTT, HTTP, co-op, all of these were implemented in VBots. It was a very fun thing that we did, and I think we also have a drone that flies by to pour in pesticides whenever required. Let me see if I can get that. So all these elements that are highlighted, right? There are physical, not physical. In the simulated environment, there is a hardware element which is trying to push in data to make sure that everything is happening on time. I just want to show the drone. I'm not. Let me see this. Yeah, this is the one. Let me just play this bit so that shows you whenever required the so this is also possible, right? So why are we doing this? If the concepts are clear, which technology to use where, then building it on the physical device becomes much easier, right? And we strongly believe in open source. So the left top corner is an open source platform that we have built in eYantra for uh, for IoT purpose. Okay. So these are the three platforms. So any questions?
Yeah, I think if you have any questions related to the concepts that we are teaching or registration or anything, you can ask us now in the chat, or you can raise your hand.
So the teaching will be in online mode or offline mode?
It will be in online mode.
Okay. Any further questions?
Yeah, I am audible.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. My doubt was that, like, if we are working on any sort of type prototype is working, so like, how can we get the advice from our mentors? Like, like, can you please help us that how can we get help from our mentors?
Can you repeat the question? I didn't get it completely.
Like if you are doing something, like if we are stuck in between them, so how can we refer to a mentors that if we are stuck in this problem, how they can help us, like through which medium, and like in that
Yeah,
way,
we
sir.
for that we have a lot of forums that we will expose you to. So we will keep in touch with you throughout the competition,
Sir,
Yeah,
what will be
throughout
the
the
adding on
training
to
schedule?
as
what,
well.
okay.
I'll share
Um,
the schedule in a while. I'll share the schedule in a while.
yeah. So adding on to what Lohit sir just said, there would be many discussion forums. So we'll enroll you over there, and you can interact with us. You can ask questions 24/7, and we'll answer them as soon as possible.
We will not just leave you saying it's online. We will keep you engaged. We will make sure that you are doing all the tasks and assignments on time.
Correct. And on our
That's on
website,
us.
I hope you have seen the mentors also that we have this time. So the mentors also would be enrolled over there. You can specifically tag that mentor and ask your question. And later on, whenever the mentor is available, he'll get back to you.
So Abhiroop Singh has a question. I'm a newcomer, but I want the drone training too. Well, the drone training is a bit intense. That's why we don't want to give it uh, because that the material that we are sharing there is 3 to 4 months duration training, right? And that will be too much of an ask for a 1.5 month training. So what we did was we do have, you can definitely use the drone components inside the VBot simulator itself. It is fun. That's why I wanted to show you that you'll not be missing much, but the actual drone dynamics you will not be learning. That part will be left out.
Hello? Sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Sir, what prerequisite knowledge we should have for this, for the tasks?
Uh, uh, do you fall in the IoT wala part, or which have you taken part in the eYIC competition? Have you?
No, sir.
Okay, so you will be going through IoT and embedded systems course, right? So just the basic understanding of um, electronics, not even electronics, not much, but programming C is required. So if you know a bit of C, you will be good to go. Or we always suggest that a team should compose of both electronics, a mixture basically, electronics, CS, mechanical, electrical, right? So that you can try to co-learn along the way. But for a total newcomer, if you know C, I think it should be good enough.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, when will the course start, sir? And is there any course for the mentors also?
Okay.
Uh, s-
Let's do one thing. I think
I'm not
many
able to
people have.
hear well.
Acha, okay. The question is, sir, they wanted to know about the schedule. So maybe you could just show the website and the schedule tab so that everyone knows when we are doing. Yeah.
So is the schedule page visible?
Yeah.
Yes. So this is there on the web page also, but we'll just go through the schedule here. So registrations are open till 15th October. That is already mentioned. The training sprint is starting on 3rd week of October, all the way till 2nd week of November, right? And along with your MOOC, you will also go through these sessions as well. Okay? And then you have a prototyping sprint where you have to build proof of concept based on your learnings in your tech sprint, right? In your training sprint. Then you go on with the innovation sprint, which starts in 3rd week of December all the way to 3rd week of January. Here you're going to improve your POC and build business plan, which is acceptable by Sign. And for this, you will have, like I said, you will have mentorship from Kiran Deshpande and Jatin Parekh. And then you go ahead with a very intense implementation stage where you will be assigned an eYantra mentor, okay, who will help you technically to strengthen your uh, solution, right? That's going to happen in January all the way till March. And then finally you're going to present to a jury in a Shark Tank style, because you should have a business sense, right? Along with what you're going to build. So the jury is going to be IITB faculty, Sign, and industry representatives. Okay. Once you have cleared the finals, you will be going through an eYantra Innovators program, which will make you ready for the mid-July incubation pitch. This is what this is what we have planned extensively, and this is going to be very intense. But at each stage, you will be learning something new. That is guaranteed.
So what will be the fees of the competition or the means lecture training?
There is no special training fees. If you go to the homepage, the costings are, let me just scroll that down. Where is it?
It is down on this. I think you missed it. Yes.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
It's simple, one price.
So till today you have a discount of 500 rupees, which is a 20% discount that you would be getting. But if you register, if you pay the fees after today, then you will have to pay 2,500 per team. If you are a ELSI college, you get additional 10%.
Is this training also for the mentors also?
Yes. The mentors will also have access to this.
सर जो अर्ली बर्ड डिस्काउंट है सर वो आज कितने बजे तक वैलिड है?
Till midnight.
Midnight.
And sir, if we go to prototypes pitch stage, and we want to build a prototype, so the materials will be given by you, or we have to purchase our own materials?
You'll have to purchase.
Okay, sir.
सर पेमेंट नहीं हो पा रहा है क्योंकि सर अभी मेंटोर ने अपना प्रोफाइल अपडेट नहीं किया, तो सर क्या मेंटोर का प्रोफाइल भी सर मतलब जब तक अपडेट नहीं होता तो पेमेंट नहीं होगा क्या जब तक?
हाँ, आपने mentor mention किया है ना, तो it
Yeah.
is mandatory. If you not mention the mentor, then you would have done it as a student team.
Okay.
But if you are facing such issues, maybe you could just email at eyic@e-yantra.org and we'll look into such cases. Don't worry.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
What will be the timing of the training?
It's MOOC based, ma'am, so you can do it at your ease.
Sir, can you
Yeah, but
elaborate what is
however, there would
POC?
be some live sessions which would be organized. So we'll try to keep these live sessions in the evening so that the students can finish their colleges and all. So for those live sessions, you will have to be present, or we would be also providing the recording. So even if you're not, you can look at the recordings later.
Sir, can you please elaborate what is POC?
Okay,
POC is
yeah,
yeah, Hamid, go
yeah.
ahead.
Okay, POC is proof of concept. So this time, actually, what we have thought is that many people don't know about the actual problem statements in the agricultural domain. So we have tied up with agricultural institutes like Sitara at IIT, Parbhani, and all. So we are gathering a lot of problem statements, and then we'll help you find the problem statements. Of course, you are free to choose your own problem statement as well, but we will guide you to choose a problem statement, and after you choose the problem statement, you will have to show us that you are really capable of solving that. So to solve that, you build a proof of concept. So that is a POC.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर।
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead.
सर जो फाइनल्स में टीम पहुंचेंगी तो सर वो दोनों कैटेगरी से आएंगी ना, एक तो सर जो ये जो वी बॉट्स और आईओटी से आएंगी, और एक सर जो सेकंड स्टेप जो सेकंड लेवल पे है सर रॉस गजीबो करेंगे, सर दोनों से आएंगे ना सर? इन दोनों के बीच में तो सर कंपटीशन नहीं होगा ना?
No, no, no.
There's no distinguish in that.
See, the eventual goal is to help you build your startup. Now, the idea, of course, will depend on your team. We are this distinguishes only with respect to the training part. So we would be training based on these two categories that we have. That's all.
ओके मैम।
Sir, the time when we actually need a component is from implementation sprint, right?
That depends on how you are planning to solve it. So in prototyping sprint also, if you want, you can start building your hardware. But it is better if you go ahead first with the simulation and show us in the simulator your entire solution. So suppose you are using the drone platform, and you want to show that the drone is mapping the entire field. Now, of course, in this short period, you can't do it. So what you'll do it, you'll frame everything in a simulated environment, and then you show it to us in a POC. So yeah, in the innovation sprint also, we have written that you can improve your POC further, because there would be constant mentorship provided by the business experts, and they can also guide you that this is the way in which you should tinker with your product such that it is feasible with respect to business.
And sir, during the training, we'll be taught how to simulate, right?
Yes, of course.
Like in between the training sprint, we have to just show the prototyping, what we have made. Then onwards, the other steps will be going on. Na? After the training sprint, we have to just show a prototype. Then after innovation, like other parts of schedule will going na like.
Yes.
Yes,
So
yes. It would be step
everything
by
will
step.
happen in stages. Yes.
Okay.
Sir,
So
any
there are some.
certificate
Yeah.
for that MOOC courses? Any certificates provided for that MOOC courses?
Um, we are yet to decide that, but apart from that, the MOOCs may be the selection criteria as well at the same time. So we're yet to decide that, but we'll update that maybe midway of the competition.
Okay, there are some questions from students in the YouTube live session. So the question by Harish Verma is, what software and language we'll use? So this depends on the track that you are in, Harish. If you are in the IoT track, then we would be using VBot Simulator, and in that you code in Python or Yeah, generally Python. And for IoT, you could also use, for microcontrollers, you would be using C, embedded C and all. So it depends on the track that you are in. And we will provide the basic material also. So you need not worry even if you are in first year. The next question is by Shreyas, and the question is, what is the basic requirement of machine or laptop? So this is, so we are not going to judge you based on how fast you are going to run the simulation and all that. So it depends on what you are trying to solve. The question is very subjective. We cannot give you a direct answer. So it depends on the simulator will require at least 4 to 8 gigs of RAM, and yeah, the rest things depend on the solution that you are trying to simulate. Yeah, so there's a question by Chaitanya that during the finals we have to show the final product. Of course, yes, you have to show the final product. And for the simulators, generally your laptop comes with a integrated graphics card also. You can check your requirements, and you could head over to the website of VBots and see the requirements for the software. But over and all, I don't think it will matter even if you don't have a very fast machine. The competition is not dependent on your machine, it's dependent on your idea. So you need not worry about that.
Like
Great.
doubt है कि like
Yeah.
ओके सो डाउट है कि लाइक हमें लाइक एक प्रोटोटाइप बनाना है, लाइक हमें फाइनली उसे शो करना है, लाइक ये वेरियस टाइप ऑफ स्प्रिंट्स होंगे, उसमें हमें मेंटर्स से हमें गाइडेंस मिलेगी और लाइक हमें सिमुलेशन पे भी करके दिखाना है, एंड लाइक इन दी एंड द शार्क टैंक टाइप में हमें लाइक अपने उस फाइनल प्रोडक्ट को हमें शो करना है, लाइक यही प्रोसीजर है ना लाइक?
Yes, correct. So you need to make
Okay.
a product and not a project. So the product should be sellable. So that's the reason we are associating you with people like Kiran Deshpande, Jatin Parekh, and Sain, and DSSE at IIT Bombay. So there is another question by Harish, who is asking that can I complete the task only in simulated mode, sir? So for the training, yes. For the POC, okay. But after that, you will have to build it in real life. So we can help you with these drone platform and the IoT platform and all such things. When you reach the finals, if Loisa, could you just scroll down to the bottom? Yeah, so if you look at the bottom after the finals, there is a eYantra Innovators program. So what this Innovators program would do is we would be calling you to IoT Bombay if it is of course feasible. Then we'll call you here, and then we'll connect you with the mentors at eYantra, and they can help you make use of the hardware that is available at our lab. And Lohit sir already showed you the hardware which is available with us. Okay, there is another question on YouTube by Sri Datta. Is the end product the hardware or software? So it depends on your solution, whether you are trying to build a web-based solution or you are using a rover or a drone. It all depends on your idea and your solution. What would be the role of faculty? So faculty would be there to guide you throughout the process. And from our past experience, we have seen that faculties are really necessary to keep you motivated, and they even help you in the later stages. So we recommend that you should have at least one faculty member from your college, although it's not mandatory. Okay.
Amit, sir,
Yeah, there is. Hello.
am I audible to you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, I'm just having one doubt that this implementation sprint is having a very less time. Little bit difficult, not implementation.
Okay,
Can you
actually,
please
in
scroll?
yeah,
Can you please scroll this your screen?
Lohit, can you scroll up?
Prototyping sprint.
Okay, Lohit sir, could you just scroll up a bit so that we can see the other stages?
Okay.
Illustration training sprint and this prototyping from third week of November to the second week of the December. So what I'm feeling this time period is small, even though if try to get some parts 3D printed, sometimes one task may take 8 to 9 hours also for 3D print. If
Correct.
we are going for
So,
a hard.
yeah, got your question, ma'am. So, the thing is, in this prototyping sprint, we just want them to come with the POC. So that POC could also be the 3D model itself, and the 3D model being and the 3D model showing the work that it has to do in the simulator. So that could also be considered as a proof of concept. So building the hardware, to build the hardware, we have given time in the innovation sprint and the implementation sprint as well. So we do not want the entire product to be built in one go because there would be some inputs from our mentors, our staff, and external mentors also. So these mentors will guide you, and based once they also say that this is something which you should go ahead, then only we want you to invest more of your money and time. So that is why we have divided the stages such that.
So now see for the prototyping sprint, you are expecting on a 3D. So whatever the training time period for the training sprint and prototyping sprint. See here, students need to develop their some skills like a Fusion 360 is the software for designing hardware. So in that condition, the student will not get that much of time. I think so to get a
Okay,
3D
so
model, right?
um, okay, that is subjective again, Sajini ma'am. We cannot tell you the exact number of days which would be required because the team has to choose their problem statement and their solution, whether it will require extensive use of AutoCAD or not. That also depends on the problem which they are trying to solve. So
Yeah.
these things are subjective, and we can help you out in our Piazza discussion forum. You can ask us that this is what is happening. So we expect as much as possible during this time, but we understand your concern. You cannot build the entire model in such a short period. So I don't think that is a thing to worry about because we'll make sure that we take care of this.
What is what is my suggestion?
Yeah.
Those students who are really interested in building the hardware, because some students from electronics or electronics and telecom technical background, so it's a better why they can't start with learning such softwares more better. This this may help them build the prototype in a 3D within days time period. Is also possible. I mean, those who are present here, they can go for it. Like it means the student can start to learn the Fusion or some another software. They can make a 3D model.
Correct. Again, that depends on their problem statement. No, ma'am. So if their problem statement does require this, then yes. If they want to focus on the application of a drone, then maybe what they actually require in a simulator first is the development of the code because the drone model is already prepared and we would be providing them with the drone model. So they can just use that platform as a base and then build their solution and just show that this is what we can do if we get the money and the hardware. So that could be a proof of concept. So it depends on the idea and the solution that they are trying to achieve.
So the whatever the investment need that is there any funds provided this time?
We would not be providing the funds as you are saying at this stage because there would be a lot of teams who would be competing. But once you show us that you are really the team is really motivated and they would like to proceed ahead to build their own startup, then yes, then we would be providing the cash prizes as you go ahead in the finals and the regional finals and all that.
Okay, that is for cash prizes. I
Correct,
mean, say
correct.
that suppose you feel like that a team is very motivated and their problem statement and the solution provided by the team is very good. In that condition, are you going to provide some funds to build the hardware?
No, No, we are not going to provide.
And one more thing, as even in yesterday's on Sunday's meeting, that I had a discussion with the sir that there is a change in IP rules, right? So this time the intellectual property with the college student and with the eYantra, right?
Correct, correct.
So actually, I want a bit details about the ownership and the investors like that, how it will be. So if people send to all the colleges, or you can put a bit information on the site, then it will help us regarding to this, that how it will be
Okay.
the intellectual property rules, how it will be between the college and eYantra, whether you people are going to be add the agricultural universities in, or sign is also there. So whether they are also
See,
going to
understood.
or
I'll
not.
explain the
Yeah.
process, ma'am. So, see, the point is that once you pitch your idea to Sign, so Sign is an incubator. So what it does is it will invest money in your product. So if they are investing money, of course they will have some stake in in your company, right? So that's how it works. And since we are helping you reach that stage, we are providing you with the training, and we are not just providing you with the training, we are providing you with mentorship also. So since we are doing all these things, we would be definitely having a stake in the product. But these are the technicalities which have to be dealt on per product or startup basis. We cannot have a exact number right now, because once you reach the finals or once you cross the final stage, then these things will actually be of a lot of concern. So to build a startup, you would require a huge investment, maybe in crores or something like that, right? So Sign is there to help you provide that initial investment, and for that they will have their own stake, which will depend on their which is maybe mentioned on their websites, or also it depends on the startup that they are catering to. So these technicalities, I don't think we can come up with a number right away. But if you have any other queries which you want, like if you have already have a startup from previous eYIC sessions and you are concerned about that, maybe you can just shoot a mail to us and then we'll get back to you.
Actually, this time, as the rule has changed, so we had a discussion with the higher authorities from the organization. So they want some more detail about this IP rules. That's why I thought it's better to have a discussion. It's better you provide some information to LSA colleges.
Sure. Okay. Okay. We'll note that down, man. We'll definitely do that. No issues. Okay. Great. Are there any other questions?
Like
Okay.
one
If the college or the yeah, go ahead.
like one doubt is there. Like, is there any regional rounds competition? Like, or we have to just go with the plan, and in the end we have to show a prototype or maybe simulation to the team, or is there any regional competition like where we have to show our projects and like elimination rounds are there? Is there?
So during all these stages, there would definitely be elimination. So if suppose you are not performing well in the training sprint and we see that the team is not doing anything, so definitely we would not want that team to proceed ahead, right? But we would want to take as many teams ahead as much possible, because we want as many solutions to the problems that we are proposing. But there would be elimination at each stage, and as we proceed ahead, the number of teams will reduce.
I think this time
Okay, so
they
one more doubt is there, like a small doubt, like a final product can be hardware or software. Like na, it's not
Yes.
like mandatory to have a hardware type.
No. It's not mandatory to have hardware, but it depends on your solution again. So there is no separate category for hardware or software. Okay. So you'll be competing in the same competition. Everyone is competing for the same competition. Just the training is different for the two categories.
Abhi, I have one
Okay.
doubt. This time we don't
Yeah.
have the regional finals, right?
So because of the COVID situation that we have seen in the last year, there won't be the regional finals that we used to have in the ideas competitions as such. But there would be the cash prizes that generally we have after you reach a certain stage, right? So last time also we have it that way.
So now this time only the finals are there, and elimination will be
Yeah.
there definitely based on the performance at each stage.
Correct. Correct. At each stage, you would be judging the performance and the number of teams who are. So it would be based on the overall performance of all the teams in the competition. So based on that, the numbers and all we'll decide.
Hello, sir, am I audible?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some parts of hardware are not available on the local shop, so where we can buy them, buy it.
Okay. Now that is a very subjective question again. You can once we enroll you to the discussion forums in the competition, maybe you can ask us these questions there, and we'll try to answer and help you find that model or the product that you are talking about. We do
Yeah.
have some
So
websites
there's
and
a lot
vendors.
of online.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of online vendors there. So if you are in the discussions, if you just specify a specific component that you're not able to find, then we can help you locate it. That we can do in the discussions that we'll have later.
Okay. I guess there is one more question by Himanshu. So Himanshu is asking that my college or school is not added in the list. So once you go over there, you have this option. Once you click on the register button, you have the option for adding your college. You can click over there and enter the details, and your college would be added soon. And you need not worry. I think your major query is that you want to use the early bird discount, so we'll make sure that it gets added before midnight. Okay. Okay. Are there any other questions which we have not answered, Lohit sir?
One just came up. Yeah, Laksha, it's okay if you don't have mentor enrolled right now.
I think his question is, can you add them later? Yeah, you can add them later. You can just send us an email and
Yes.
we'll add them later. No issues. And the next question that we have is if a team contains a mixture of eYIC, that's a very good question. So in that case, there should be at least one person who has taken part in eYIC before, so that we know that the team has the expertise and the knowledge of it. And then based on that, we'll give you the class. Okay. Great. I think if we have
Sir,
answered all the queries,
Sir,
yeah.
sir, I have a doubt.
Okay.
Sir, I am a newbie to eYantra, so should I go for ROS or Gazebo?
Um, okay, Harsh, I am not sure whether you did go through the entire presentation that we showed today or not, but since you are since you are new to eYIC, you would be enrolled in the IoT platform and the embedded systems robotics platform. So there are two tracks. Since you don't have the expertise and since you are new, we advise that you go for the basics, which is the IoT and the embedded robotics.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, see, as we are showing on the screen, there would be training on Internet of Things and embedded systems and robotics. Okay, so there is another question by Shreyas. Shreyas, what we have actually already explained this entire process about the competition, And since you are already in the YouTube live session, this video would be there even after the session ends. You can just go through the video again and you will find all the details. If you have any further queries, again, you can just shoot us an email and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Great. I think we should not take. Okay, there's one last question which you would be taking. It's by Mohammed, who is asking that prototyping sprint will be virtual. So if you mean online by that, then it depends all on the COVID situation that we would be having at that time. So most probably it would be online, but if the situation improves, then maybe we could do it offline. So eYIC and eYIC are two different competitions. The registrations for the robotics competition, which is eYIC, has already ended, and this is for eYIC, which is the Innovation Challenge. So more details you can find on our website. Okay. So I think that's it for the Q&A session since it's already 5 o'clock. There is just one last announcement. We would be having an entrepreneur session on this Friday. It will be a YouTube live session. I'm sending the link in the chat. Okay, so you can go through, you can set a reminder for that. And I guess you will have all the details over there. So Rohit sir is also presenting the poster. Rohit sir, could you just go back to the last slide? Yeah. So in this session, we would be involving the entrepreneurs of eYantra. They are basically alumni of eYantra, and we also showed you their products in our video earlier and the presentation. So we would be having an interaction with them. This would be a YouTube live session. You can ask your questions in the YT live session, and we'll make sure that these people answer your queries. So this is scheduled for the coming Friday, October 8th from 6 to 7 p.m. Great. I think then that's it for this session. Thank you all for joining today. And I'll also like to thank the entire eYantra team who is present here. Lohit sir, Deepa ma'am, Andrea ma'am, Jatin sir and all. So thank you for joining. And if you have any questions, you can shoot us an email. There's just one last reminder, the early bird is still today midnight. After that, the early bird will expire. So we request everyone to register as soon as possible. Thank you guys.